Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the month of February 2025. As I'm shuffling up, I just want to remind you guys that I am still offering my 2025 hour-long tarot and mediumship reading, but it's only going to be available for the rest of January. So get that now before it's gone, because once it's February, you're not going to have access to it. It's essentially a reading where we dive into all areas of life and see what's in store for you in 2025, and we get some messages from your past loved ones, ancestors, spirit guides, etc. So let's begin, Gemini. First card out for you is the Swan Spirit. Very beautiful. I believe this came out for Scorpio as well. This shows a great deal of emotional intelligence. There could be a beautiful relationship that is looking stunning for you right now. Matters of the heart, emotions are very strong in February. It feels like there is an emotional happiness that is increasing. You're allowing your emotions to flow gracefully. You are gracefully allowing any negative emotions to be felt, processed quickly, and returning back to center. And I feel like you guys have really mastered the art of emotionally centering yourself and not letting different moods get out of hand. So it's like you can feel yourself creeping back into a depression or some sort of anxious feeling, and it's like, hold on, pause, let's feel this fully. However, we also know exactly what to do in order to get back to that happiness. You know, it's like you're very consciously aware of how to take your mental health from like a 2 out of 10, and it's like, I know what I need to do to at least get it to like a 7 out of 10. You know, maybe it's meditation, maybe you know that you need some sunlight. There's like a set list of things that you know that you need to do in order to emotionally regulate. So emotional regulation is very strong for you this month, and I definitely feel like there are some emotional and relationship wins because of that. You mastered that skill. We have impatience coming out for you. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. I want to say, Gemini, if there's a lot of empty space in your life right now, like for example, maybe you have a lot of alone time. Maybe you have a lot of space in your schedule that isn't being filled. Maybe a lot of the people in your life are busy and you're just trying to navigate that. That is all divinely coordinated, and there's a reason for that. And I feel like it's such a waste to spend those moments, that extra energy, in a state of mind of resistance and in a state of mind of just waiting for the next thing to happen impatiently, because that empty space, that extra time in your schedule is meant for you to really pour and invest in yourself. And if you're not utilizing that properly, it's going to negatively impact your mental health. So just make sure that if there's anything extra in your life, don't be in resistance to it. Really, really embrace it and make the most of that extra time or extra money or extra space, because and do something that you always wanted to do with it. Like if you had various projects on your mind or ideas in your head, books you want to read, things like that, go forward with it immediately, you know? Like don't just wait around for your friends to stop being busy or whatever. You get the point. You also have the new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Gemini, this month is all about creativity. I don't know why, like just creating things that are of value to people instead of being in this place of setting up systems for yourself to win, which maybe you've been doing that for a while, instead of necessarily focusing all of your energy towards things that are very much like, okay, if I do this, then I'll make money. If I do this, then that'll happen. It's more so like returning back to your own authentic creativity and wanting to just provide goodness, value, and wellness for others. If any of you are in business or sales, this is a really positive message actually, because it's saying like you're returning back to just like, instead of focusing on systems and marketing and the technicalities, you're returning back to a place of just giving, creating. And I don't know, I just see you very much in touch with your inner creator. So very beautiful stuff. Let's dive into the tarot. We have the 4 of Arrows coming out in reverse here with the message of frustration. Yes, frustration in reverse, and we have impatience. It definitely feels like there recently could have been some impatience with either like a partner of yours or life itself. Maybe you're waiting for wealth, maybe you're waiting for more time, more attention on you, etc. But the message here is that, again, that empty space or what you're missing, there's value in that. For example, like if you're waiting to be wealthy to do this and that. It's like, okay, the lack of that gives you a drive. It gives you an energy which you're supposed to transmute. Negative emotions, when they're transmuted, become extremely, extremely powerful. Like if you're feeling anxious, turn that anxiety into productivity. If you're feeling angry, turn that anger into speaking your opinion, into art, into change. There's a message here of transmuting these quote unquote negative feelings into positive fuel that will lead you directly into the arms of what you want anyways. We have the Great Bear coming out in reverse. This is the Judgment card in reverse. So it shows a decision is being made to release the past, to let go of something that you may have had a long history with. So, I mean, it's kind of like Judgment Day. Like, are you staying or are you going? Will you ascend with me? I feel like a lot of you guys are going through the Kundalini awakening. Like, your vibration is raising at this time. And the Judgment card in reverse is sort of representing, like, you're this bear here, okay? And you're deciding, does this person, does this habit, does this thing of mine resonate at the same frequency in which I am growing personally? And if it doesn't, then how do I let that go? How do I release? And how do I embrace a new start? For some of you, you may be relinquishing certain friendships, relationships from your life because you're just very frustrated. They're not growing at the same pace as you, and they're never going to catch up. You know, if you're waiting for anyone to grow in order to meet you where you're at emotionally, in order to be the friend or the lover that you need them to be, they will never be able to catch up with you because you yourself are constantly in a growth state. So it doesn't matter if you wait for them to learn how to emotionally process or learn how to do this or that or finish this or that. It doesn't matter because you're going to continuously be growing as well. So they're always going to be behind you in terms of emotional maturity or growth or readiness. So for some Gemini, not all of you, this could represent some sort of decision that you're making to break it off with someone or to leave, to walk away from any sort of friendship, any sort of relationship. Not even just that, but anything in general. Like even a company, leaving a company behind, leaving a job behind. Recognizing that something that maybe you have been doing for your career, your business, education, whatever, is not the direction that the future is going, or it's not where your future is going. So you're deciding to cut your losses, be thankful for the experience, and move forward, move on. We have the Five of Bows in reverse with empowerment. Yes, it feels like, you know, anything that is very much at odds with you is being released, being let go. We have the Seven of Stones in reverse, healing. Wow, all of your cards are in reverse so far, all of the tarot cards. Yeah, I feel, Gemini, that you're going to have a lot more downtime in February. And again, the biggest take-home message that I could give you is to embrace this extra time to yourself. Do not resist it. Like, do not let it make you anxious. Like, oh, I'm so alone. I'm so this, I'm so that. No, like this is a time for you to pour energy into yourself. That's why the healing card is coming out. Think of how beautiful you can make your space, your life. Think of all the creative ideas that can move through you. You know, think of it like this, like some of the most famous musicians and artists, writers, they purposefully schedule themselves to go on a retreat, to get some sort of cabin in the middle of nowhere for a month, several months on end, in order to create these masterful works of art. Think of it like that. So when you are resisting the quiet, when you are resisting the slow pace of life, this is an opportunity for you to dive headfirst into that creativity. We have the Six of Stones in reverse right next to that with exploitation. So these cards, this exploitation card has been coming out a lot for the other signs as well in February. And I keep coming back to like what's going on a global scale with this, with a lot of exploitation happening in the planet, causing a lot of issues with the weather patterns, issues with global warming and political issues going on in general. So I do not like this card in your reading or in anyone else's reading, but it keeps coming out. So we may see some of that going on in the world. And again, remember how to transmute your emotions. If you are feeling very emotionally strong about something going on in the collective, transmute that feeling into something productive. Do not just sit in that feeling powerless. I feel like that's why the empowerment card is coming out in reverse for you, because a lot of Gemini folks, like, you may be letting it disempower you, letting what's going on in the news, in the world, disempower you. And the message here is, first off, feel your feelings. If you feel angry, let yourself sit in that. If you feel anxious, if you feel sad, not even just with what's going on in the world, but also what's going on in your personal life, don't just sit there and simmer in it and marinate in it. Do something about it, so that way it can grow and evolve into something beautiful. And then your final card out is the Knight of Bows upright with the fox spirit. Very beautiful. This is passionate, fiery energy and very quick forward momentum, actually. See, it's from this silence, from this quietness that's going on in your life, that you're actually able to build up quite the momentum for yourself in the first place. And lots of creative ideas and visions can flow through you, which is stunning. So thank you so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this month ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. Bye-bye.